'81, when I began to record with John Brandt, I first started recording serious music, trying to imitate Willie Nelson, but I didn't understand that Nashville already had a Willie Nelson, and he was taking care of that style of music. So, excuse me, I switched to writing country comedy, and what I later called progressive country comedy, which ended up developing into acts such as Rodney Carrington and people like that. But I recorded a very, very racial song, which some of you may or may not have heard. And I really did it for my dad, who was dying of cancer. And it kind of slipped out and ended up being in many, many, many single cassettes and a couple of albums. And then we finally had to press a record because it just became impossible to do this thing one cassette at a time. And one day I went in the studio and somebody said that someone in Austin had shot an interracial couple. And they jokingly said, maybe they heard your song. Now, there was nothing hateful in the song, but it dawned on me that there were unstable people in the world, and that these people, or most people, would listen to the humor of the song and say, well, yeah, that's pretty funny and everything, and go on their merry way. And there's some of them that would take it as a political belief or something, and they would do something horrible like that. At that point, and none of my biographers have noticed this, but I did a thing, turned inward, and the subject of my songs became the downtrodden working man, i.e. being myself. The guy that's trying to beat his child support, the guy that ends up in the county jail because of it, things like that. The guy that has a new wife and she's got an ex-husband and he's got to support the ex-husband because he can't get a job, things like that. There's very little in there that you can glom onto and hate anybody, okay? Now, come forward to this situation that we have now, and you'll very readily see that we have many conflicting theories out there about where the virus came from, where it's going, what are the numbers really doing, who's in danger, who's not in danger, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, the way I do it is, like I said, I step back and I look at the local numbers. And today I found out even the local numbers are wrong. Sometimes the county will hide numbers to avoid public panic. Certain states will inflate numbers to get more stimulus cash, So you really can't depend on that 100% at all. And did they really have the COVID virus, Or did they have a common flu? Or anything, really, okay? So you have to split this down. In Bell County here, for instance, and everything, we were lobbing along about 34 cases countywide for a long time. And we were really proud of that number. And got to digging into this just a little bit, and we went from 34 to like 104, with a lot of them, from what I understand from phone calls and conversations, were north of the railroad tracks here in Killeen. Now, if you understand where that is, it's a little like south of the tracks and going down toward the south of town, you have the wide subdivisions with the wide streets, military retirees who bought nice homes, stuff like that. North of the railroad tracks, you have the apartment complexes and the game rooms and all this, okay? The street people, and not homeless, street people who prefer to be in the streets and go to the clubs and go to the game rooms and be social, okay? And as I've said before, with the girl that I had to ask to leave here, they believe in their social life, okay? So I look at, they won't give the names and all, but I look at the ages of the new people that are coming down with this thing, 20s and 30s years old, a couple of 40s in there, Occasionally you find somebody up around my age, occasionally, and everything. But the numbers are blowing up because they would not listen, and they simply had to maintain them streets, okay? And that, my friend, is the minority vote, okay? If you want to stay safe during this thing, it's very, very easy, okay? You don't believe the statistics 100%. When you hear, for instance, someone saying, well, 80% of people that catch it either have no symptoms or very few symptoms, that's like saying that just because there was a shootout at the OK Corral, It wasn't that serious because most people in Tombstone weren't hurt. I guess wider missed, okay? And then false information comes down just like the local sheriff there, as Doc Holliday and the Earps were walking toward the corral, tried to stop them and say, don't worry about it, I've disarmed them. Okay, that's fake news, and history proved it out pretty quickly. So don't believe everything you see or hear or read, but don't discount. I personally think that Dr. Fauci, he's a good doctor. I believe what he's saying. I watch his graphs and everything. Medically, politically, I don't think he knows what he's talking about half the time. But when this thing abates a little, when everybody's looking at the curve and when are we going to be able to go free again? Well, you're never going to be free again. This is never going to happen. I'm telling you right now, you heard that song, It's Yesterday Once More? Well, it's 1954. Okay, it's yesterday once more. And we're never going to get back to what we were before this happened. Now, not because there haven't been viruses before, not because there haven't been SARS or Black Plague, but this has changed things. This will have a public awareness, like I keep hammering this nail again and again and again, okay? No matter what you say, no matter what you do, when this thing is lifted and we all begin to sit back out in the streets, when you go into the Whataburger, you're just going to be a little bit nervous about being around people. You're going to be aware that their breath is floating in the air. You're going to be aware of that. And if you want to know where your breath goes, I don't smoke in the house. I smoke on the porch most of the time. But smoke in your house. If you smoke a cigarette, catch it in the afternoon. Have a cigarette on your couch with your kitchen that's right over there, okay? Smoke one cigarette with the sunlight can filter through the air and show you where the smoke is. And you will see how far your breath really goes. Your whole area beyond you, over to the window, everything is all with a little smoke hanging in it. I imagine that's the coronavirus. Okay, and you can talk about all this stuff about aerosols, it has to fall to the ground and all that. Just look at that smoke. Just look at that smoke. Those grains of smoke are actually larger than a coronavirus. So they can float. It can float. It's as simple as that. Use your common sense. When this is over, of course we want to. I take a ride every day in my car, about a 5-mile circle to keep my battery up, and it's really refreshing. I don't get near anybody. I don't roll the windows down. I don't do any of these things. None. So it's completely safe. But I don't get out and go anywhere. I will not even drive through a drive-through and pick up a sandwich. I had food delivered here today. I had food delivered here by a very nice young lady who put it on the porch. I left a couple of dollars out there for her to pick up for bringing it over here and everything. But I'm not going and picking it up. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to get used to what we at Butcher Shop call the new normal. The new normal is you don't go to the store. You have it brought to you, and you'll pay for it. I'll be happy to pay $10 for delivery just to have it come to my door. As simple as that. And you will too if you have any common sense. Or if you don't do that, you're going to be like the minority vote.
Hey, now Porter got an eye like an eagle, sworn to save the life of the prophet of the Lamb. Many men are lying under 6 feet of ground, 5 from the smoking gun of modern day. Hey, now Porter got an eye like an eagle, sworn to save the life of the prophet of the Lamb. Many men are lying under 6 feet of ground, 5 from the smoking gun of modern day.